I'm Dr. Tansen, and I am the Dean of Geoversity School of Biocultural Leadership, which is in Panama, and it's just glorious. We have an incredible campus with locations in the Caribbean and the Pacific, and the crown jewel is this 12,000 acre virgin, old growth cloud forest that's just incredible. So I'm going to invite you to come to Geo School and try that out. It's great for all these kids and that are just really losing out. It's really, to me, it's very tragic that they can't, have that college experience and all that that time that's so key to their development. It really came out of feeling so bad for my son and all these kids that can't go to college right now and they're stuck at home with their parents. I mean, shoot me, right? It's such a key time in their lives, and they need to acquire these skills, and they need to be out in the world. So I think it's really important. Everything's changing so fast in the world right now. How can you possibly know what skills you need, what's going to be in demand, what you need to know for this future? You can't. And so that's, I think, where it becomes a critical skill to be able to go anywhere and be familiar with patterns and have that pattern seeking expertise. Because when you see those patterns that reappear in a place, you know how to design for it because you can predict what's going to happen, what's likely to happen. So that expertise gives you that extra edge on adaptivity, but it also helps you design in a way that aligns with the deep patterns of that place. And not only will that help you in terms of resilience, designing with the flow of things, like we saw with that seaweed. It was flexible and it went with the flow of the waves instead of breaking and being rigid and inflexible. Living design, what we're emphasizing is that ability to go into places and see those deep patterns in the land and start to not only orient to them so that you can go anywhere in the world in any situation and start designing for whatever comes at you, but you start to really know the deep patterns of the places that you actually inhabit. And then you can start designing for the other inhabitants that share that context with you, that place. And so you can enrich that shared space that you're in. When you start identifying those patterns and designing in alignment with them, you start surfing for free on those energies that are already in play. Out here, it's a great day for surf. As a surfer, you're looking for, where should I paddle out? Which wave should I take? What board should I have for the conditions today? Is it cold? What do I need to wear? All those things. If you're really experienced, you know those things right away, and you're like, yeah, I need a 9.6 today, and I need to paddle right there, and I'm not going to waste my energy on this wave. I'm going to wait for that one. Just like the cheetah deciding which antelope to go after. They're going to go after the weak one. They're going to go after the one that delivers the biggest bang for the energy button. And we're no different. We want to be efficient. We want to be productive. But the thing is that if you focus too much on one prescription and try to impose that on every single landscape, it's going to break. It's brittle, it's going to break. It needs to be controlled from the top, and it can't adapt to change. So you don't see structures like that in places where there's a lot of volatility or change. Certainly not in the tide pool. You see the bunker mentality, that's for sure. Hopefully we can do better than that. And that's the great thing about when we start surfing for free in that way, we'll find that other creatures are doing the same thing because they've had to. That's what's survived through 3.8 billion years of natural selection. They all know what works, and so when you go into those spaces where you're surfing for free, you find those other species there too. You can forge relationships with them where that's called coevolution, right? That's the lichen with a fungus and an algae, the coral reef with an animal and an algae. Creatures partner up, and they do it to surf for free, and in the process, they enrich the environment around them. They create new soil, new conditions, nutrients. They they draw other species to them. They become keystones, and they really change and enrich the landscape for all the other species that come to join them in that space. I think we can do that. I think that humans are naturally designed to do that. I mean, obviously we did that. It's within us, and it's really been that imposition of one-size-fits-all generic models that are prescribed from the top down, and usually from people that aren't local, that don't even know the patterns of that place and how they have to be tuned to those conditions. I hope you'll join us at the Borrego Institute for Living Design, really looking at local patterns, start designing in alignment with them so that we can create a future that's richer for all of us.